It is Sunday, January 25th, 2015. It's about 5 o'clock in the evening, and here we are working on the Mazda Protege again. This is my daughter's car. It's a 2001. I've done a couple videos on it. I think, I've done like some various stuff under the motor, and then I've done struts. I think I had a video of that. Front brakes, which I'm going to do front brakes today. I'm not going to make a video of that because I've already got it. But I am going to make probably a rear brake video because this does have rear drums, which rear drums suck. Just put it out there. They're horrible. I hate them. But at any rate, we need to replace the sway bar links today. Check the tie rod ends, they're all good, but she went in for an alignment the other day and they said that she needed new sway bar links, and sure enough she does. So we're going to try to zip these off. Now when we install them, you don't want to install them with like an impact or anything like that. We're just going to try to zip them off to get them off. May not be able to do it that way, but I'll show you when we install them. We definitely don't want to do it that way. Here are the new links. They're just Duralast. They're, fairly inexpensive. So let's zoom in here and show you the actual link itself. If I sound a little shaky, it is cold out here. I don't have any heat on or anything right now in the garage. But here's the top of the link and the bottom of the link, which you really probably won't be able to see on video yet. I'll show you when we start undoing it. Is actually down a little lower. Let's move the camera a teeny bit. And here you go. So here's the bottom of the link right here. Right down there. So to get these off, we'll zoom out a little more. See if you can see the top. So we're at the top here. You can see there's a nut and then what appears to be like an Allen type hex in the middle of it. So when you're tightening it up, that way it's not just spinning. To get it off, I'm just going to first try the impact. And it worked. Sometimes that does not work. So you can see the top is done. And the way you know these are bad is, it's going up and down. I should have showed you that first, but this is already off. These are supposed to be kind of tight. Hear that play? That's the up and down, and look, it's just flopping like a wet noodle. The new ones, this video is, these are so easy to do. The biggest pain is going to be getting the bottom one off. So here's the new one. You can see when they move, it's hard to move. There's no flopping up and down, anything like that. So the bottom, you got to come from this side, from the inside. So obviously you can't use an impact. Well, you might be able to if you can get it in there, but we're just going to use a regular old 14 millimeter ratchet wrench. So I'm going to move the camera a little bit so you can see the bottom. And this is pretty similar to most cars. These are a little longer than our most cars. Usually they're a little shorter. Not usually, but like in my BMW, they're real short. And some of the other cars I've done, they've been rather short. So we're going to move the camera and then we'll be right back. Okay, we are back. As you can see, this is kind of in a messed up area. Reason being is if you get a wrench or anything on it, you can't really go, you got to go towards the back of the car. So you've got the sway bar itself hitting it, and then you also have the tie rod end hitting it. So I tried to fight it for a couple minutes. I was making a video of it, and I'm sure you don't want to see me just sit here and tug with this thing. So, I've got the wrench on it, I'm pounding on it, and it's just not moving. It's just on there. So what I'm going to do, instead of fighting with it for 15 minutes, and hopefully everybody that works in a car has a die grinder, I'm just going to cut it off. Now I can probably just break this off, but I'll still have the ball on there. So there we go. There's the sway bar itself. And here's the ball. See it kinda right there. So I'm just gonna have to cut that part off, which is no big deal. It's gonna be easier than me fighting with it. Sometimes it sounds like you gotta take a drastic measure, but it ends up being so much easier. Instead of fighting with PB Blaster, I don't need this. I just don't want to cut the sway bar at all, obviously. So it's not like I'm reusing this part. So when doubt or when you have trouble, just get you a cheap Harbor Freight die grinder and chop the thing off. So let's see if we... Now I cut the ball part off. I don't know if we got enough of it out. Might have to cut some more of it off. Let's see here if we can turn it out now. Possibly not, but it's always better to cut not enough. That way you know you're not damaging the actual part. Now, we still don't have enough of it cut off. So we may have to make 2 cuts. Okay, I still may not have enough of it cut off, but we'll see. Okay, we are back. Sorry about that. I didn't want to see you, just have you watch me fiddling around. But we're about 3 minutes later, and we just basically had to grind the whole thing off. So here is, it's still pretty hot, so I don't want to touch it, but my bare hands. But there is, I mean, it's just seized on there. It's just nasty. So to put the new ones on, pretty much the exact opposite. So we're going to start, since we're already down here. Here's the new one. Hopefully you can see kind of what I'm doing. We'll pan out here in a minute, but here's the new one. Put it in the hole. We're gonna just finger tighten the nut on there. And you probably can't see anything from my arm right now. See if I can move that out of the way. So we've got the end. We're just going to kind of finger tighten it. And even putting these new ones on can be tricky. We'll zoom back out to the top here. Put the top one in. And then we'll put the nut on. There's no washers. Now here's where you want to kind of use your Allen and a ratchet wrench, or an open-ended wrench rather, because it's a different size. It's got a 16, and you want to hold your Allen or your in the middle of it. I'm using a socket style in this case, and just keep on tightening it. Basically, that's when you hold that in there, that allows it not to spin when you tighten it up. It allows the center not to just spin around and around. Let me see, it's not spinning yet, so technically we don't even need that yet. But when you really want to crank it down, you hold it and then you... There. And the same thing for the bottom. And you can see this is not tight all the way yet, but there's no play up and down. It'll cause, you know, maybe a little bit of ill handling. You'll hear maybe some clunking. A lot of times people will mistake them for a strut or tie rod ends or anything like that. So that's going to do it for this one. We'll tighten down this bottom one. And this is just a slow process for the bottom one because of the restricted area. And hopefully on your vehicle, whether you're doing a Mazda or whatever else, you won't have to cut it off, or it'll be more accessible. This one just was not very accessible at all. And I kind of figured that. It wasn't like it caught me by surprise, but there we go. There. So, took longer than we thought, but that's working on cars. It just happens. Things are frozen on, you know, all that good stuff. But the other side is the exact opposite. Well, the same exact, but you're gonna, just the other side. So that's it. And these don't matter on this particular car. Most cars they don't. Right and left are both the same. Some cars they will, if they've got like a little bend or something in them, but usually they don't. Anyway, again, longer than it needed to be. This should have taken about 3 minutes for the entire thing. And instead, you know, with me talking, with me having to cut it off, and all that good stuff, it took, you know, 10 minutes probably, or maybe longer. I don't know how the video is. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Just wanted to show you how to put these sway bar links on.